Hi, this is the review of the order trading activity for June the 2nd, 2021. We had 7 trades on that day. 5 were buys, 2 were short sells. First trade was CYH. That's Community Health Systems Incorporated. It tripped at 11:56:11 a.m. at a price of $15.88. It was a short sell. It closed the day at 15.80, which makes that a positive. And we'll take a look at the indicators to see what they look like. 11:46:11. Okay, interestingly, OBV was moving heavily downwards, but you can see in the afternoon it dropped a good amount. MACD dropped in the afternoon, yes. DI is actually showing that it dropped. When it tripped, it came up, but bouncing back and forth in the afternoon. You can see it came up, but then it was making a bit of a recovery, and Bollinger Band dropping, showing the same thing. So all the indicators are showing the same activity. The stock was dropping, and the day it recovered a little bit. Next trade is FCEL. Excuse me. That's Fuel Cell Energy Incorporated. It tripped at 11:55:09 a.m. at a price of 10.06. It was a buy. It closed the day at 10.43, up 3.37%. So that's another positive. We'll check the indicator on that one. Okay. Okay. Well, you can see OBV is moving up when it tripped, but you can see at the end of the day it moved up heavily. MACD up. So MACD showing that it came up, and then at the end of the day it was moving upwards, so averages were moving up. DI was up fairly strongly in the early afternoon, late morning, which is when it tripped, and then actually it was negative for a good period of the day, but at the end of the day though it recovered again. This negativity part that was in the early afternoon actually was actually a sideways movement, so it was bouncing a little bit back and forth, but it looked like it was a bit more negative, but the stock itself was moving mostly negative. Well, I say so. You can see there's a little bit of a drop, but not extensive, and at the end of the day it was recovering again. Excuse me. Next trade is CTRM. That's Castor Maritime Incorporated. Tripped at 12:05 p.m. at a price of $3.26. It was a buy. Closed the day at $3.12, down 4.88%. It's up 2.88% early morning. Let's see if there's any opportunity here. I don't think so. Yeah, look. Tripped and then dropped. So let's see if the indicators are showing any kind of positive activity. Yeah, it was a, I was going to say, is this a short sale? No, this was a buy. 12:05, okay. OBV, it just says, yeah, this part in here in the early afternoon it dropped. Volume was dropping, it came up. MACD dropped, came up, moved sideways a little bit. DI came down, moved out sideways. Bollinger Band sideways. It looked like it recovered a little bit in the afternoon, but it does look. The indicators are showing somewhat a positive movement at the end of the day, so we're going to call this a possible just because of the fact that the stock was moving positive. In early morning here, we can see that the stock is actually moving positive also early morning, which means it could be driven upwards again. Next trade is FB. That is Facebook Incorporated, tripped at 12:06 p.m. Price of $329.50. It was a short sell. It closed the day at $329.15. Actually, was up 0.01%, but you can see it's down 0.12% every morning. So the stock did move down, so that's a positive. It closed down below its triple price. So let's have a look, see at the indicators. Excuse me. Yeah. Volume moved a little bit negative early when it tripped, but then you see volume showing it moving positive. It's 329, 320.15. Yeah, it did drop. The indicator's actually showing positive movement. Again, MACD did drop, but then the averages came up at the end of the day. DI was down a good portion of the day, and then recovered a little bit. Then today was moving positive. Bollinger Band actually given a good indication because it was just dropping and sideways a little bit in mid-afternoon and the end of the day. It was recovering a little bit, but it didn't recover above its tripping price, so we can say that's a positive. Next trade is CUK. CUK, that is Carnival Corporation and PLC, tripped at 1:54 p.m. at a price of 26.92. It was a buy. Closed the day at 26.90, up 3.42%. It is though down 0.82% early morning here, so we'll see if there's any opportunity here. 1 o'clock. So it tripped around here, came up 26.99 and then dropped. So we'll have to take it quickly from 1 when it tripped 112.27. So it was about 15 minutes here, right after the trip, that it was above its tripping price. But you can see the end of the day, the rest of the day it was down below. It moved down below. I'm going to consider it positive because there's a good 15 minutes right after a trip that it was up above its tripping price by an amount. So we're going to consider that a positive, even though the stock itself did start to move downwards. Let's check to see if the indicators are showing that. 113, okay. OBV volume looks like it was moving upwards. MACD came up, and then that part here in the middle where it dropped. So averages moved down in the early afternoon. Recovered a little bit to move sideways somewhat. DI moving positive for the most part. The Bollinger Band moving positive. So the stock definitely was moving positive for that particular stock. Next trade is CBAT. That is CBAC Energy and Technology Incorporated, tripped at 2:54:14 p.m. at a price of 4.35. It was a buy. Closed the day at 4.35, down 1.36%, and then actually down 1.15% early morning here. Early morning activity actually is down, so the reason why you're seeing some of this negative activity is that the markets are down early morning. Indicators are showing, the major indicators are showing down across all the indicators that Yahoo follows. So let's see, 254. So we're out here, 437, 435. 438, 437, 436, 437, 438, 438, and then drop. See, it just happened to be that it came down just at the end of the day to close it, but there was a good almost an hour time where it was above its tripping price, so that is a positive. We'll check to see if the indicators are showing that same activity. Yeah, see, OBV is showing that it came up, was moving up volume-wise. MACD up pretty much for the afternoon. D up for the afternoon, sideways. And Bollinger Band, a bit of a rise here in the afternoon. So that stock was moving up at the end of the day. Next trade is DGLY. That's Digital Ally Incorporated. It tripped at 3:30:24 p.m. at a price of 178. It was a buy. Closed the day at 174, down 0.57%. No movement here early morning. Obviously, something tripped it. So let's see, 3:30 around here. Yeah, look. No, it never, it tripped but never came up above its tripping price. It was making a recovery at the end of the day, you could see, but when the tripping occurred, it reverted back. OBV showing yes, it was moving upwards. MACD showing upward, but end of the day though, it dropped. End of the day dropped. DI dropped. I don't usually will indicate a possible if the indicators are showing a opposite movement. And as you can see here, all the indicators are somewhat showing the stock is moving down at the end of the day. So closing, the stock is moving down, even though the price range was showing that it came up. But I don't feel comfortable saying it's possible if it's not showing positive movement after the tripping price. So that's a negative, or negative result. So that gives us 5 out of 7 stocks that were positive, which is 71%, and 6 out of 7 stocks which was possible, which is 85%. So that's the day. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.